Rockford's home for Classic Rock 96.7 The Eagle. Good morning. It's Double T. It's time for Bar Comedy USA News with comedian Jer-Dog. Jer-Dog, what's happening today?
Hey, good morning, Double T. It is good to be talking to you from my safe and sound location here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Is it kind of like your bat cave?
Yeah, it really kind of is, except without all the cool devices. You know,
It'd be nice to have those.
Yeah, without all the cool high-tech gadgetry. All I have is a microphone, and that was invented like 100 years ago.
Well, I'm sure you have some sort of notebook and pen to write down ideas on.
You know, that's right, Double T. You know, the high-tech, I've got my high-tech bat pen right here. It doubles as a grappling hook. And whenever I feel like it, I can put my underwear over my pants and go climb up the side of a building.
I wouldn't pay to see that. I'm sorry.
No, that's not the type of show I typically offer, but there's a first time for everything.
Buddy, what do you want to talk about today?
Yeah, we're starting off a little bit weird, but Double T, I got to tell you something, man. You know, it's nice out here in Las Vegas. I heard that the weather's a little bit iffy where you're at.
Yeah, it has been. It has been, but you know, spring's just around the corner, and then, you know, we'll have nice weather, and we'll have the summer full of outdoor activities.
100%, and that's the indication that I'm getting from the nightclubs, taverns, and neighborhood restaurants and bars that are bringing in the Pumba and Grub comedy tour. We are setting up a lot of outdoor beer garden shows this year.
Wait, doing comedy outside? I mean, that seems kind of crazy.
It's something that got really popular a couple years ago when the world ended.
Oh, yeah. I
And
remember that.
So today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of live comedy under the stars taking place at beer gardens and small town bars.
You know, as I think about this off the top of my head, I one side of me thinks, you know what, this is a great idea, fun summer activity. And then the other side of my brain is telling me that can be a total disaster. So I'm excited to hear the pros and cons. So go for it.
That's right. You know that hilarious combination of booze, fresh air, and laughing your ass off. Let me tell you, I've been to a few of those events. I've got some thoughts. So let's break this down, shall we?
All right. Let's do it.
All right. So let's start in with the pros. Number one, Double T, you know what smells better than stale beer and sweat?
What's that?
Fresh air.
Yes. Yes. You get that. And it doesn't matter, you know, what kind of bar it is. They all just have that bar smell. You know, it's just something that is part of that kind of life.
100%. There's something appealing about it, at the same time something disgusting about it. When you're in a small town bar and the air is pretty damn thick with cigarette smoke and body odor.
You're definitely not going to get that outside. So I like that plus. Right?
That's right. When you're outside in a beer garden, you get to breathe in that sweet, sweet country air. Double T, let me ask you something. Have you ever smelled fresh dairy air?
I'm not going to answer that.
I'll answer it for you. It's like a breath of fresh oxygen, you know. And when you're at the beer garden, it's like a fresh oxygen for your lungs and your liver.
Yeah, and you know, one of those. I don't know if people can handle it after all these years. You know.
I don't know either, but I will say this: who doesn't love being outside on a beautiful night, surrounded by laughter and cold beer, especially when the stars are shining, the breeze is blowing, and the mosquitoes are biting?
And, you know, in the Midwest, in the summertime, we all like to be outside as much as we can because we're locked up all winter long. So,
That's
all right.
right.
I like it.
You got that cabin fever going on. Number two, there's nothing quite like the feeling of laughing till your sides ache. So you definitely want to do those events where comedy is going to be included. And when you're in a beer garden surrounded by friends, strangers, maybe even a heckler or two, that feeling is intensified.
Because when people are sitting outside too on a nice night, they're just in a much better mood.
That's right. Laughter, it's good for the soul. You're in a better mood. Why not share that with the public and a bunch of rowdy strangers? It's like a big old group therapy session, except you're getting drunk and cracking jokes instead of talking about your feelings.
Much better, definitely.
It's all like you're part of a secret club, and the only way to get in is you laugh until you pee a little bit. Number 3, Double T, why I love doing comedy outside under the stars in the beer garden. Look, I love a bargain as much as the next guy, and small town bars are where it's at. You can get a beer for the price of a handshake. When you add in some live comedy, you've got a real steal. So you might not remember all the jokes in the morning, but you'll still have some cash left in your wallet.
See, that's a good point right there. I mean, going out and boozing it up, especially in a bigger city, it takes a huge dent on your wallet. So to be able to go to a small town and what? A beer is what? I can afford that and comedy? I'm in. That's good.
100%. Just make sure you don't drink too much and end up telling the comedian your life story. Nobody wants to hear that.
No one wants to.
So that blends right into the cons of beer garden shows, Double T.
All right, let's go with the negative side of outdoor beer garden comedy shows. All right, number 1.
So under the category of totally obvious, it's the weather.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can get some rain or you can get some real heat. Then you don't want to be outside.
That's right. Totally unpredictable. Mother Nature can be a real buzzkill sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She ruins all our fun, doesn't she?
Yeah, so you might be all hyped up for a night of drinking and laughter, and then, bam, suddenly you're hit with a downpour, huddled under an umbrella, your hair is all frizzy, your shirt is sticking to your skin, and you're wondering why you just didn't stay home and watch Netflix.
It's a great point right there, definitely.
Here's another con of comedy under the stars. It's a little bit more of a loosey-goosey, relaxed atmosphere, even compared to comedy indoors. Outdoors, it's even more relaxed. And so guess what that's going to breed? A whole bunch of hecklers.
Yeah, it's something about people being outside and boozing a little bit more because it's nice out. Yeah, I can see the hecklers coming out in full force in outdoor beer garden comedy.
It's almost like you're actually out in the wild, you know?
It's a great way to describe it. It definitely is.
And I'm not a horoscope kind of guy, or I don't believe in a whole lot of superstitions, but I will say there is something to, if you're doing comedy and they're under the stars in an outdoor environment and there is a full moon in the air, watch out. That show is going to turn into a scene from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And you know what's funny? It's so true. I agree completely with that.
100, and I'll also say that I'm also the type of comedian, I don't even mind a heckler or two. Sometimes they can be a bit much,
Right.
and so if you're going to be a heckler, at least be funny about it. You don't want to be that one person at a party who just won't shut up.
No, you want to do your homework. If you plan on being a heckler, do your little bit of homework. Don't show up to the show all wasted and go, hey, play some Freebird.
Totally.
No one's like that.
No one's going to like that. And I get it. Some people just can't help but be the center of attention. They just have to run their mouths. I can relate to that. But when you're at a live comedy show, you start heckling the comedian, you're just being a jerk. So if you're going to be that guy, at least make sure you're funny enough to hold your own.
That's true.
And let's be real. If you were that funny, you would be up on that stage with a mic in your hand. So, unless you want to get kicked out of the beer garden, keep your heckling to yourself.
I love it. I love it. Any more negatives in the world of outdoor comedy shows?
That leads right into the final con, which is bad jokes. Let's be real, Double T. Not all comedy is created equal.
No, it's not. Not at all.
You might be expecting to laugh until your sides hurt, but instead you're cringing at the jokes, or worse, you're the only one not laughing, and suddenly you feel like you're the odd one out. It happens to the best of us, you know?
Yep.
You don't want to be the only one in the crowd who isn't laughing. Suddenly you feel like a real dumbass.
So it looks like we got a nice list of pros and cons. So in the overall scheme of things, how do you feel about beer garden comedy shows?
Comedy Under Stars, Beer Garden overall, especially in a small town, is a damn good time. Sure, there are some downsides, like the weather, hecklers, and bad jokes. But if you can handle all that and still have a good time, then you're in for a night you'll never forget. Just make sure to bring your A game and a sense of humor, and maybe a designated driver just in case.
That's probably the best tip you gave all morning. Okay, so we're talking about comedy. Now, this comedy show is going to be inside, not outside, but we got a big comedy show coming up very soon here in Rockford.
That's right, man. And what else is going on in bar comedy across the country? I've got some news for you. If you are tired of being stuck at home, binge watching Netflix, and eating stale popcorn, it is time to pack your bags. Head over to Screw City Tavern April 15th for the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour, because we're sending one lucky winner and a friend to Sin City, baby.
Wait, what? We're giving away a trip to Vegas? Are you kidding me?
That's right, Double T. It's time for the ultimate Las Vegas contest. We're talking about a trip for two to the land of neon lights, all-you-can-eat buffets, and slot machines. You're going to get to stay at a fancy hotel, party like a rock star, and hopefully not lose your shirt at the blackjack table. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I enter this contest? Well, it's simple. All you have to do is be at the Screw City Tavern right there in Rockford, Saturday, April 15th for the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour. Every single person in the audience will be entered in a door prize drawing for a trip for two to Las Vegas with the gift certificate given away at the show. You guys can come out and visit me.
Nice. Yeah, that would be. Will you give a personal tour of your bat cave?
I will give a personal tour of my bat cave. Everybody will be able to actually touch my microphone. And if you're lucky enough, you may even be able to get a glimpse of my bat notebook.
Ooh,
with the grappling hook
Fancy.
attached. And Double T, what's even better than we're giving away the trip, the headliner that night is your good friend and mine, the hilarious Dobie Maxwell.
Love Dobie. Always puts on an incredible show.
And we're also going to have a husband and wife comedy team there, Robin and Jason Gilliran from Michigan.
What? That's awesome. I love it.
That's going to be cool, something a little bit different. And for all the listeners out there, if that is not enough, the whole thing will be hosted by the very talented and lovely Double T.
Oh, you're so kind, Jer Dog. That was really sweet of you. I appreciate it. Where can people find out more info about you and about Bar Comedy USA News and the Grub and Pub Comedy Tour?
So whether it's right there in Rockford, April 15th at the Screw City Tavern, or elsewhere across the country, including southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, all parts in between, head on over to barcomictix, TIX.com, barcomictix.com. You can get the full schedule, see videos of the comedians, and I hope to see you at a show soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jer Dog. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Double T.
It's Rockford's Zone for Classic Rock 96.7 The Eagle.